How to cook tempura battered vegetables. Hello everybody, my name is James Howe and this is Chef at Home. Got another video for you today where I aim to get you inspired to get in the kitchen and get cooking and ultimately make absolutely stunning food. Carrying on today with another look at one of my favourite vegetarian dishes. So let's jump into the prep and get cracking. Okay, first up we're going to be knocking up our tempura batter. Now I've got 2 pots of corn flour. One I'm going to be using just to dust the veg a little bit later on. So I can pop that to one side. And then for the batter itself, you can keep it plain if you wish, but I like to do a couple of things to it. The first is a little bit of turmeric, whatever you want to say. A little bit of heat, lovely colour. And then get a bunch of coriander and just dice that up nice and fine. Shreds, probably more appropriate a word, but you get the gist. Cut it, just cut it. That go in there as well. That go in there. Simpleton. Then I'm going to add in some fizzy water, plain, flavoured, whatever you like. Something citrusy flavoured works really well. And just give that a whisk. Batter done. Leave to one side. Next up, chuck a pan on, get about an inch of oil in there, like rapeseed oil, something like that. Get it slowly coming up to temperature on a medium heat. Just speed things up when we come to the cooking stage. Now we need to prep our vegetables. We've got the 5 vegetables of fury here. So first off, got courgette. So what we're going to do is slice at an angle, round about a centimetre thick. If it's too thin, it can sort of just disappear into a bit of a mush. Don't want that, we want a nice texture. Aubergine, nip the tip, and again, a centimetre thick, some nice slices. Then, lovely red pepper. Size wise, I'd just love to take off the side and then straight down in half lengthways. Keep that end, that'll come in handy in a bit. And the carrot, exactly the same as the courgette, at an angle and round about the same thickness. Then cauliflower, if you're not using all of it, keep the leaves intact. Just helps prolong the shelf life a bit and just break away some nice florets. And then something just to make it that little bit more special, we're going to do a dipping sauce. You can use that end of your pepper. I've got myself a jar of pre-roasted peppers. Now these have been left in brine, they've got this lovely flavour to them. You could do your own if you want, but these are just as nice bought from the shop. So all we're going to do is just shred these down and into a pot. A little bit of coriander into there as well. Don't worry about shredding it because, well, you'll see why in a bit. And then for this amount, for about half a red onion. Just rough, chunky dice will do the job. That's the hard bit out of the way, onto the fun stuff. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the onion, pepper, coriander that we chopped for the sauce. Because these roast red peppers have been in an oil in the jar, we don't need any more oil going into the pan. So straight on, and we're going to allow that to just sweat down at the back. Now coming back to our tempura, if you've got a deep fat fryer at home, it's going to be a lot easier to work with. Because I don't, I'm going to be using this pan of oil, so I'm going to have to do these in stages. So all you're doing is vegetables into the corn flour. Just give it a really good dusting. Don't do what I just did and shake the tub around to dust it because it goes freaking everywhere. Schoolboy error. And then plunge into the batter. Make sure it's nice and covered. And then very carefully lay these into the oil. While they cook, move on to your next veg, get them battered. They're not going to take very long in that oil, maybe in 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. Make sure you give them a flip, just turn them over about halfway. It's both sides nice and crispy. Then when they're about ready to come out, just line a tray with some kitchen roll or blue roll or anything absorbent you've got. Take out the veg, place them on there, just soaks up any of that excess oil and give the oil a skim, get out any of the bits of batter that are broken away. I call them scraps, and in with your next ones. So with your vegetables done, just going to give them a little bit of salt and pepper over the top. That just helps retain that nice crisp texture. You look at these peppers, have nicely sweat down. Add a little drizzle of garlic oil. Around about 2 teaspoons worth of tomato puree. Just for a little bit more spice, a little bit of chili flake. A little bit of red wine vinegar and a little honey. And all of that into a blender or a food processor, whatever you've got. Keep it in the pan if you've got a stick blender. And give it a whiz. And at the end, you should end up with this lovely smooth sauce. Now just on their own, this could be a really nice sort of afternoon snack you can prepare. I'm going to turn this into a bit of a light lunch. I'm just going to dress the plate. Some nice crisp leaves and herbs. A couple of sprinklings of coriander in there. And some of that lovely sauce. Just dotted about the plate. No rhyme, no reason, just here, there and everywhere. Make it a little surprise when you're eating it. And then pile on. Don't need to be too prissy with it. Just get them on the plate. Stand them proud. And a little finish of oil. Just to dress it. So there you have it, guys. Fantastic tempura veg with a really sweet and spicy red pepper sauce. Really quick, really tasty. That tempura batter is just the right level of crisp without taking over the dish and becoming the dominant thing. And encase the vegetables so as they cooked, they're steamed, they're lovely and soft, but they've still got that little bit of a bite. Absolutely fantastic. But now I've got a bit of washing up to do. I'm sure you do as well. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon.